What's up, Pirates? Ray Talks here with Awaken TCG, and today we have another video. The daily uploads are not stopping. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about, does Red deserve to have the restrictions lifted for OPO4, for One Piece trading card game set 4? That's what we're going to be talking about. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. So these tournaments happened over the course of the last 2 weeks. It is 6 tournaments. 4 of the 6 have been over 1,000 players. 2 out of these 6 that I'm going to show you have been just 500 man tournaments. So real quick, let me skim through these. Look at the circle. That circle shows the cut of the pie chart of how many leaders are in top 16. Can you guys, is there like a pattern here or, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. Let's go ahead and go over one by one the top 16 leaders for these 6 tournaments and see what the the lists look like. And is Whitebeard already too strong? And going into OPO4, if those restrictions are lifted, are we going to see more tournaments like this? So for starters, we have the Raid and Trade. This happened August 5th. As I'm recording this today, that is about 9 days ago. And so here we have 9 new gates, 2 Katakuris, 2 Zoros, 2 Laws, 1 Nami. Over half of the top 16 decks in this tournament were new gate. And I don't know about you, but this already spells a problem. We've already had multiple previous Whitebeard winners, and people said it's too early. OP 3.5 just happened. Like, wait, let the meta flesh out and see what happens. But as you can see here, we're already over a month into these restrictions, and we're still getting lists like this, top 16 deck lists like this. And so then let's go ahead into going right into the next one. We have another, so this is the offline one. This was a 500 man tournament. We have again 9 Whitebeards in the top 16. That is over half, and personally for me, that is an issue. That's a problem. We're just gonna go skim through these real quick. So this is the Treasure Cup, 6 Zoros and only 3 new gates. So this is the one outlier of the 6. So one tournament where obviously Zoro is the majority, but we can make a case that this is still red dominant. So then here we have Gen Con Online. This one happened last weekend. Here we have 5 new gates, 4 Zoros, red again, and 3 Laws. So red again making up, that's 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 of the 16 is red. And then, obviously 1 ace. So that's, 13. 13 of the 16 decks are red, which is pretty insane to me when you think about it. And then here we have the online regionals. This happened as well as this happened last week. So here we have 7 new gates, 3 Laws, 3 Zoros. Again, it's just consistent at this point. Maybe it's the most popular deck. Maybe it's, the reason why we're seeing so many tops for Whitebeard. But I think that's besides the point, right? I feel like I don't think it should be this high. The pie chart should never be half of just one character. Then I think there's an issue. So personally, I believe that the restrictions should not be lifted for OPO4, at least for the time being. Maybe let half of the meta, let half of the meta decide itself, and then make a decision. Like, we had to endure OPO3 without the restrictions for a certain amount of time. I'd say maybe about half of the time before OPO4 releases. And so now the restrictions say, okay, well, let's follow that same pattern. Let the meta, do what it's going to do, and then decide halfway through if it's warranted, right? If we're seeing 0 Zoros top, 0 Whitebeards top, then it's warranted. Okay, you know what? Let's change it up, lift the restrictions, let's make it back to normal. But as of right now, I personally do not believe that the Whitebeards, the Zoros, I don't think they deserve for the restrictions to be lifted. And then, so this one just happened over this past weekend. This was a couple of days ago, like 1 or 2 days ago. Cross won this tournament here. Here he is right there, Michael. So we can take a look at his deck list in a sec. But here, out of the top 32 leaders, we have 14. 14. Do you guys understand how bad this is? Do you understand, like, this is an issue? We have 14 new gates, 8 Zoros, 6 Laws. That is 28 of the top 32 in this tournament were all red. So I don't know about you guys, but for me, this is multiple tournaments that I just showed you guys where the stats don't lie. I remember the first core TCG online regional happened back when the regional just got announced, or back when the restriction just got announced, and this was the very first tournament, and a Whitebeard won. And I'm thinking, wow, I'm looking at these stats. Someone on Twitter made wonderful graphics of all the matchups. Whitebeard did not have a single losing matchup. Even against Zoro, it had a 60% winning matchup. And they also did a graphic for the top 20% of players in that tournament. Same thing. It had a 60% win rate against Zoro. Say whatever you want, but the stats have been super consistent, with Whitebeard consistently being on top, Zoro consistently being on top, Law, these red colored leaders have been just doing way too good, in my opinion. I feel like from this point on, we should keep the restrictions. Let OPO4 meta do what it has to do. Halfway through, then maybe Bandai can decide whether or not the restrictions should be lifted. But as of right now, I personally believe that no red deck deserves to have 4 rad beams, 4 blocker Marcos, and 4 Newgates in their deck as of right now. Obviously, OPO4 has a lot of changes and a lot of answers to, the Whitebeard deck, the Zoro deck, but I don't want to see them, outperform these new decks just because of those restrictions being lifted. Now, we do have some data to go off of in Asia, because they never got these restrictions that we have. But as we can see from their placements, that red is still doing amazing. And so personally, I feel like we should not we should keep the so I personally believe we should keep the restrictions for now and go from there. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. And that is going to wrap up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. The daily uploads are not stopping. So subscribe to our channel and invest, because we're going up. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment down below, do you think red deserves to have these restrictions lifted? I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.